Question 30. Patrick drove to work on Monday at an average speed of 40 miles per hour and arrived 1 minute late. He left at the same time on Tuesday, drove an average speed of 45 miles per hour and arrived 1 minute early. How many miles does he drive to work each day? It's innocent enough, but this isn't a big question. One of the key things to note, this time, the speed is in miles per hour, and we're talking about minutes here. So we've got to stick to one sort of unit, and it's far easier to look at converting everything to hours than it is to converting speed into minutes. So I'm going to look at 1 minute early as 1/60th of an hour. I'm going to leave it in fractions because that's a lot easier to work with. So if we think about it, we've got the journey. This is the home. And whatever the time is of when he needs to be there, it's going to be the first trip. He's going to get there 1 minute. So this is the actual time, and this is 1 minute more than the actual time in whatever that happens to be. We're going to find out what that time is as we go. This will be in minutes. The first one is 40 miles per hour. So he went at 40 miles per hour and he got there 1 minute late, which is the time plus. The second time, so this was Monday and this was Tuesday, he went at 45 miles per hour and it was the time subtract 1 minute. However you remember the speed, distance, time. This is speed, this is distance, this is time. Lots of people remember it in different ways, but you need to know the relationship. You also, I like to put the units in here as well, because that helps me know that this has to, this is in miles. This is in miles per hour, so this has to be in hours. The equation that we're going to use is distance. We're going to cover the d. That gives us s multiplied by t. So distance equals speed multiplied by time. That's how you might remember it. The distance travelled will be the same on Monday and Tuesday, and that's worth knowing. These sorts of questions, I tend to draw a table. It helps me to collate all that information. Sometimes a drawing is enough, but there's just not enough for me to work with there to be able to see it clearly. So this is 40. Whatever these distances is going to be the same. And the time as you see, it's exactly the same information here and here. You can choose one or the other. You don't need to do both. You might be able to do it in your head, and that's absolutely fine. I find that I can't. So I have speed, the distance for Monday. So d Monday equals the distance for Tuesday. You might think those as like dm and dt. They're the same. So we can put them equals to each other. Distance equals speed multiplied by time. So this is speed equals distance equals speed. I see that there's a factor of 5 in here, so I can simplify that. I'm then going to remove this fraction by multiplying this term and this term, every term in the bracket, by 60. Because this is multiplication symbol, I can just multiply everything in the bracket. I don't need to multiply the 8 and the 9 as well. Then I remove the brackets, expand my brackets. So that's a subtract 9. I'm then going to rearrange. I'm going to put all the numbers on this side. So 8 add 9. And I'm going to put all my t's on this side. So it's 540 subtract 480. And this equals 60t. So I've got 60t equals 17. So it's just rewriting this here. T equals 17 divided by 60. So now that I've got my time, I need distance. Distance in the question, I need to know what the distance is from his home. I know it's going to take him 17 minutes. The actual time to get there in time, it takes him 16 minutes. But I need to now put it into, I need to now work out what that distance is. So I'm using the speed. I'm just going to pick one. I'm just going to pick Monday. So speed is 40 multiplied by 17 divided by 60. No, it's not. We've got to put in, that would be the actual time, but we are not doing it like that. We need to look at the time that it took him on Monday. So just like we did before, we're looking at this here, this equation just here, 40t add 160. We take away the bracket, 40t plus 40 divided by 60. We're substituting into t. So 40 multiplied by 17 divided by 60, 40 divided by 60. I can take a factor of 10. I can divide both fractions by 10. I can also, or then I've got a 6, that's lovely, because then I can add those together nicely. 4 multiplied by 17. 4 multiplied by 17 is 68. Divided by 6. 4 over 6, which gives us 72 divided by 6, which gives us 12. So the answer is 12 miles. Actually, most of it's there. So pause that if you need to work through it again.